Hi, what's up everyone? Today we're going to take a look at the cheapest Canon RF lens, the 35mm F1.8 Macro. Let's get started. Let's start off by talking about the things I like about this lens. This is the smallest RF lens so far made by Canon. Other RF lenses, they are huge, and I'm talking about uncomfortably huge. Almost all the RF lenses are front heavy with a very huge and big diameter at the front. I can understand that it's for a better image quality, but they are quite different from the full-frame mirrorless camera lenses made by other companies. But this RF 35mm F1.8, it's about the right size. It is compact and easy to carry around, and it is less obvious to people around you when you are using your camera. Well, I'm not too sure why we always have to be sneaky when we have our cameras out, but it's a thing. The second thing I like about this lens is the aperture. It is an f1.8 lens, which means you can get some really nice image in a very dark environment. Talking about image quality, just like any other RF or Canon L lenses, they are really sharp and I have no complaint at all, unless you zoom in like 50 times to pixel peep. Who does that? The next thing I like is the macro capability. Yes, this is a macro lens. Well, if you read the box. Yes, this lens allows you to get some super close-up shots. I'm not a macro photographer or videographer, but it is still very nice to have this feature from time to time when you feel like being creative. As you know, so far the Canon EOS R and RP do not have built-in image stabilization, but this RF 35mm f1.8 lens does have image stabilization built in, and you can turn it on and off. The quality of the image stabilization is quite impressive. The last thing I like about this lens is, of course, the price. This is the cheapest RF lens so far made by Canon compared to other RF lenses. Why are they so expensive? It is $500 or 650 Canadian during this review, and I got it for 300 Canadian dollar because I got it with my EOS R and they had a promotion. Okay, let's talk about some of the things I think they can do differently. First, the speed of continuous autofocus in video mode. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. With the exact same settings compared to other RF lenses or EF lenses, the 35mm f1.8 takes much longer to change focus from one thing to another by itself, not by pressing the shutter button. It is super smooth, but also super slow. If you know how to fix it, let me know in the comment section below, and thank you in advance. The second thing, it's more like a personal preference, so don't hate me for this. The aperture, yes, it is very good for low light at f1.8, but when you're trying to take a macro shot, the focus area is so shallow, so thin at f1.8 that only a very small portion of the image is in focus. Well, unless that's what you're trying to achieve. I usually find myself have to film at around f3.5 or f5 so people can see what's actually in the image, and it will require more light. Here's the last thing. Yes, this is a great lens and I only have a few things that I hope they can do differently. This one is kind of a deal breaker to me. This lens is only compatible with the EOS R and RP so far. I know the RF line is the future, but it will be great if Canon can come up with adapters so we can use the RF lens on EF or EF-M cameras like my M50. I have the EF to RF adapter on my EOS R and the EF to EF-M adapter on my M50, which makes it a lot more rational to get EF lenses than RF lenses right now. Again, at least for now. Sony's E-mount, Nikon's Z-mount, both forward and backward compatible, so Canon, please make more adapters before I can invest into the RF lenses. That's it. I think the Canon RF 35mm f1.8 lens is definitely a great budget lens for a new Canon full-frame camera. It's so weird to call a $500 lens a budget lens, but it is a very versatile lens that you can use for street photography, low-light photography, portraits, depends on how you frame your shot, and of course, macro photography. This lens can really change your perspective, literally. You see what I did there? Because it's a macro lens, it changes your perspective. Anyway, if you have any questions about this lens or if there is anything else you want me to review, leave them in the comment section below. If you like this video, share with your friends and family to help this channel grow. Good luck filming, and I'll see you guys next time.